One day, a divine being appeared at my campsite, and the world welcomed her with greed, lust, sloth, and cruelty. Such always are the greetings this accursed world gives to the divine. One Tuesday, Isabel announced a visitor at the campsite. I wished Robin would leave. She had come at the final moment of a frustrated journey, and she was a bland pill to swallow. I pulled back the flap of the tent, hoping to find her replacement. I did not have to go close to see that it was a cub, pastel pink and periwinkle, with sparkling eyes like shooting stars. I knew who she was. I am the most ignorant of Animal Crossing players, but even I recognized her. I texted my friend Commander Talia, who loved her, who had just completed a fruitless campaign across hundreds of Nook Miles islands trying to find her, to say that Judy was at my campsite. Her unassailable rhetoric convinced me. There was nothing else to be done. I had to get Judy to move in. I played card games with her until she agreed to come, but she didn't replace Robin. It was Antonio who spent his last day on Dark Nest Theta. Good-natured Antonio, dim-witted but at times oddly sophisticated. All else equal, I would have kept Antonio, but a villager like Judy has other uses. In the vile depths of the internet, there are slave markets where villagers are bought and sold like property. I knew such places existed, but I had never thought to do trade there. But Dark Nest Theta is a poor island. I wished I could do better for my villagers. They deserve a better island. They deserve bridges and inclines and antique furniture and arcade machines. And Judy could get them all they deserved, but not by living with us. Antonia was gone. The island had been sad since Tuesday. Sea and sky were a single ash-gray thing, and the sands of the beach, which on June nights glimmered with summer shells and star fragments, were picked clean. I walked up the gangplank into the suspicious boat and made a deal with the fox. He would bring me bells, enough bells to give my villagers everything they deserved. I would bring him Judy. The bug off would give me cover to grab her. In all the chaos, it would take hours for anyone to notice their new neighbor had disappeared. The villagers would never have to know what happened to her. Perhaps a scorpion had stung her. Perhaps a great white shark had eaten her. Perhaps she'd simply chased a dragonfly into a river and drowned. But there was a long time until the next bug off. Judy must not sense anything amiss. I had to welcome her as warmly as any other villager. I stopped by to talk with her every day. I gave her gifts, and slowly I grew to like her. She was snooty, and sometimes her compliments were backhanded, but she meant well. She had a good heart. The day of the bug off arrived. At an opportune moment, I sneaked up behind Judy, my net raised. It all came down to one instant where my resolve must drive me. My resolve crumbled. In the instant I hesitated, Judy slipped away and my net fell on emptiness. I couldn't sell Judy into slavery, not even for Dark Nest Theta and my villagers. Judy appeared from the other side of the tree and touched my arm, and we were somewhere else. A white place, a place of beauty, a divine place. And Judy stood before me, her true form revealed. Confession poured from me like pus from a festering wound. I told her what I'd planned. "I'm sorry," I cried. "I know," said Judy, serene as the pale moon. "Forgive me," I besought her. "You are forgiven," Judy replied, gracious as the dancing stars whose brightness yields to the other celestial bodies. Then we were back on the island, still by the tree where my resolve had wavered, talking as if no time had passed. Judy has lived on my island ever since. I think the others suspect what he truly is, but they treat her the same as they would any other villager. Neighbor, beloved friend, no gods, only Judy.